Hi, I'm Yaswanth. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Inflation. It is something that you might be hearing very frequently these days. So in this video, I will explain in simple terms what actually is inflation and what causes inflation. What actually is inflation? So according to the definitions, inflation occurs when there is a decrease in the value of money. Let's take an example. So let's consider a product, the product that you might consume regularly. So it might be shampoo, it might be soap, it might be a food product, whatever it might be. When you compare the price of the same product 2 years back, it might be lower than what you're getting today. So it is what inflation is actually. So the same product that you get for 10 rupees 2 years back, you might need to pay 15 rupees today to get the same. So it is what inflation. So here you are experiencing the decrease in the value of your money. So your money is same, the product is same, the quantity is same, but you're paying more money to get the same item which you have purchased with less amount a few years back. So it is in general what inflation is. Let's take an example of any other thing too. So take an example of Coca-Cola, water bottle. So everything that you consume today, the price of the item will go up. The reason is inflation. So if there is no inflation, you will get the same item for the same price even after 10 years, but it doesn't happen. So it is what inflation is all about. Now, what causes inflation? So there are various factors which causes inflation. So in this video, I will explain 4 factors and which are interlinked to each other. So the first thing is printing more money. If government start printing more money, then the value of the money will go down. So take an example of COVID pandemic. So in the recent COVID pandemic, like many economies, many countries faces a severe economic loss. So in order to recover from those losses, government started printing money. So what happened? So the value of the money goes down. So it causes inflation. It is one classic example. So there are various countries like Zimbabwe, Lebanon, even Sri Lanka recent times. They started printing more money, which causes inflation and even hyperinflation. So the second reason is more demand. So if a particular item has more demand, then ultimately the price of the item goes up. We are witnessing the hike in crude oil prices. The petrol and diesel prices are going up very drastically these days. So do you know the reason? The demand for it. So because of various global factors like Russia-Ukraine war, the imports of crude oils and other items were weakened. So what happens is like the supply is less, the demand is more. So what happens is like ultimately the price needs to go up in order to satisfy the supply and demand equation. So in this way inflation will occur. So if the demand for a particular item is more, then ultimately the prices will start going up, which leads to inflation. So the third reason is more taxes. Let's take an example of a company which is manufacturing shampoos. They will sell their shampoo bottle for 40 rupees in general, but government suddenly increases taxes for them, so they need to pay more taxes. In order to recover the taxes that they paid, they started increasing the price of the product, so which also causes inflation. So it is one reason. So if there are more taxes, then ultimately the prices of all the consumer goods and services will go up, which leads to inflation again. Last thing is like more salaries. It is interesting, but it is true. So if companies started paying more salaries to their employees, then ultimately inflation goes up. Yes, it is true. I will tell you an examples. Like if there is a company, they were offering some salary, but no one is joining their company because of the low salary. But they don't have the enough capacity to pay more salaries to the employees, but still they need employees, so that they started paying more salaries. So what happens now is like they need to recover the losses that they incur by paying more salaries to the employees. What they do is like they increases the production cost, or they increases the price of the software, or they increases the price of the product that they were manufacturing. So ultimately we need to pay more prices to get them. So it also causes the inflation. So these are all the 4 factors which contributes to inflation. So I hope it is clear. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want someone else to know about it, please share this video in network. Thank you.